Welcome back, everybody, to One True Theory, the only show that can affectionately say it's a theory segment for all forms of media, but 75% of the theories done so far are related to Steven Universe. Now, one of the biggest mysteries of Steven Universe is Rose Quartz's backstory. I mean, even to this day, we still don't really know why Rose actually started the rebellion. I mean, we know she did it for the Earth, and we know she did it to protect life and all of that, but even then, there is still more of a question as to reasoning of why. What was the catalyst in Rose Quartz's life as a Gympire soldier that specifically drilled into her to go against her diamond and the entire purpose she was made for in order to become a morally gray rebel leader? By the end of this video, you won't really be surprised by the idea I come to, but you're going to be surprised by the way I come at it. So for today's theory, I would like to tackle the most prominent mystery in Steven Universe to date, and that's exactly who Pink Diamond's killer was. The fandom has been going wild over this idea since the airing of the trial, where Blue Zircon pointed out some very interesting observations about Pink Diamond's death. But I'm here to tell you that the simplest answer might very well be the answer we're looking for. So basically what I'm saying is that Blue Zircon was wrong to accuse one of the other two tyrannical dictators of Homeworld of murdering their sister because they are both proven innocent. To put it simply, they just don't have a motive. What do they gain from killing Pink Diamond so secretively and blaming a random Rose Quartz? A failed gem colony? More power? It all doesn't add up no matter what way you slice it. So the question becomes, who did kill Pink Diamond? But more importantly, why did they kill Pink Diamond? And the answer won't surprise you because, of course, it is Rose Quartz. Because in a very physical sense, it was the Rose Quartz we all know and love. But the devil is in the details. Remember back in the human zoo when one of the humans talked about the legend of a human getting hurt once and a magical door opening? They explained that the door has only opened once, meaning that the gyms at the human zoo play a very hands-off role, except when one came into the zoo to help a human that was hurt. As I am surely not the first person to realize, the gym most likely to have entered into the human zoo was our Rose Quartz. And how I believe the story is supposed to go from here is that Rose felt a fleeting moment of empathy for this hurt human and actually managed to squeeze out some tears and cry her healing magic, which helped a human who was hurt. Now the theory seems like it should end with a resolute Rose determining to protect humans and humanity after seeing one human get hurt and then finally just killing Pink Diamond, right? Still, not quite. Because although Blue Zirk was wrong to accuse the diamonds, she was right to say the situation doesn't add up. And this is because there's a side to the story we're not considering, because it didn't even seem possible, and that's Pink Diamond's. Pink Diamond has an interesting perspective because she would have most likely been a witness to any and all of the events going on in the human zoo, especially when the human got hurt, which doesn't seem too significant except when you consider Pink herself. She is maybe the size of a Rose Quartz and is temperamentally different from the other diamonds. She's bratty, she's kind of childish, and all in all, if there was a very human diamond, Pink Diamond would probably be it. I mean, she literally got so angry and punched a mirror like a child, which doesn't seem like that big of a deal considering Yellow Diamond's little outburst during the trial, but honestly, an action like that just exudes less of a regal air that all the other diamonds do, even when they are killing lawyers during court cases. And it is with this basis, I'm here to make two bold claims for the price of one, my party people. Bold claim number 1, Pink Diamond killed Pink Diamond. And bold claim number 2, Rose Quartz is Pink Diamond. Now I know both of those sound incredibly stupid, especially the second one considering how many times it's been disproven and brought back to life and disproven, but I'm going to shine a new light on it. one that I haven't seen before. So to get onto this, we'll start with rose quartz being pink diamond, since we need to prove that first before we can even get to the second one, and you'll understand why when we get there. Now, when I say this, I don't mean that literally. Physically, rose quartz is a rose quartz. But what I propose is that mentally, pink diamond was using rose quartz's body, using so far the only powers of Stevens that have no tie-in or direct callback to Rose at all: astral projection and body possession. These powers had to come from somewhere, and unless Greg starts taking over people's bodies, then I don't know where else except from a pink diamond possessed rose quartz. And more to the point, we can't even say that Rose was simply keeping these powers a secret for some reason or another, because every secret that Rose has kept had an explicit purpose, and even then there is some doubts about the motive and the reason. Lion, for example, was kept a secret because Bismuth was inside of him. Now, Bismuth is a sympathetic character who was bubbled away in Lion's mane because Rose found her too radical. When you dissect the situation, it starts to fall apart a bit. Why would Rose, a revolutionary leader, not want to have a weapon that could theoretically shatter diamonds, the strongest gems and leaders of the Gempire? Why didn't she want to take her revolution to the next level and free the rest of Homeworld's gems from their tyrannical rule? It's almost like Rose didn't actually see anything wrong with the overarching structure and really just wanted to keep the Earth off limits. Going back to case in point, Bismuth. I think Rose's reaction was because Bismuth was suggesting a way to kill the diamonds, which, if Pink Diamond is possessing rose quartz at this point in time, would make the reaction sensible, because Pink never started this war to kill her sisters. Theoretically, she only started this war to get them away from Earth. So at the mention of killing her sisters or expanding the war, Rose not only poofed Bismuth, but hid her fate because she didn't want her rebellion to be compromised and turned into a galactic crusade against the diamonds. And it's not like this is an impossible feat. We already know that Steven has powers that aren't directly related to Rose Quartz in any way, and since he's shown no precedent of any other powers, we have to assume that this is similar to the psychic link he had with Steven and Lars. Pink Diamond's body would in turn be useless while she's occupying the Rose Quartz body, and at that point in time she can do whatever she wants, because honestly, who's going to bother or question a diamond doing anything? Blue Zircon already proved that that's a bad idea, so Pink definitely had the ability to basically usurp her own colony. And the strongest piece of evidence so far, the strongest piece of evidence that tells us that Steven is somehow connected to Pink Diamond in some secret hidden way, came from the most recent episode, Jungle Moon, when Stevonnie starts having the weird dreams featuring memories of Yellow and Pink Diamond, but they're in Pink Diamond's perspective, like physically in her perspective. And I'm kind of surprised I haven't seen more people tackling this, because I literally think the show just dropped one of the biggest bombs that people have been saying for years, but have been saying it the wrong way. Rose Quartz isn't Pink Diamond. Pink Diamond is Rose Quartz. Everything we think we know about Rose is a lie, because everything we know about Rose, we actually know about Pink Diamond. There is no justifiable reason Stevonnie was having those dreams in Pink Diamond's perspective, unless the information was being stored away somewhere that was kind of like a supercomputer. Oh wait! And then eventually, thanks to the combination of perspectives between Steven and Connie forming Stevonnie, it was able to unlock some of the deep, hidden dark crevices of the Rose Quartz gem and the information that's really inside of it. Pink Diamond's memories. But if that's not good enough for you, I can even tell you how all of this most likely went down. And it all has to do with the human zoo. Now, when Pink Diamond started the human zoo, I doubt she imagined that she would get attached or she would even grow fond of the things she was throwing in there. But it was from those actions that Pink Diamond eventually began to have an overtly strong preference to humans and life on Earth. And this is oddly enough something we see shared by Rose Quartz at many times in the series. The Rose Quartz that went in there was most likely unaffected by the chain of events that were going on, but Pink Diamond, who was watching from afar the entire time, was a whole different story. The more and more she watched this Rose Quartz being unable to do anything to help this hurt human, the more and more it started tapping into her raw abilities and all of her power, until eventually she was able to possess the Rose Quartz's body. And from the Rose Quartz's body, her pent-up sadness inside of herself was able to manifest into healing tears, which then gave Pink the catalyst she needed to start a rebellion. And the only way that she could succeed in this rebellion is by using this completely subversive tactic, because she knew if she tried to come out herself in support of humans and the Earth and tried to get the gems to leave, that her sisters would push her aside and say she obviously wasn't ready for a colony and finish the job in her stead. But it was by rebelling as a Rose Quartz that made it possible for her to rebel just enough to eventually succeed in her end goal, even if she left an incredibly scarred lover and a group of friends, and a child in her wake. And all of this brings us to question number 2. How did Pink Diamond kill Pink Diamond? Well, that gets a little complicated, because at one end we have Blue Zircon saying that it would have been impossible for Rose to have just done it, and Eyeball saying she saw it with her own eye. And the trial sets it up to make it seem like Eyeball was just telling a story, a very convenient truth fed to her by the Diamond Authority. But what if instead it was Blue Zircon who was misled? What if Pink Diamond in Rose's body actually did break herself into the palanquin in the middle of the battle and shatter her unconscious body in a last-ditch effort to get her sisters to leave the planet alone? I know we aren't supposed to trust rubies because they're like really dumb, and Zircons are presented as much smarter, but Zircons have been reciting what was written about the incident and stored for future generations, something the Diamonds had to approve. While Ruby, or rather Eyeball, is giving us the raw empirical truth about the situation at hand and how it happened. Eyeball is a primary source, while Blue and Yellow Zircon are relying extensively on secondary sources. But if American history and Star versus the forces of evil have taught me anything, it's that revising history is not only super easy, but it's also super convenient and super necessary for the group in power. And even though both sides are saying the same thing, I think it's important to note that one side is saying that she did it as more of a sneak attack, even though that's completely illogical and impossible, while the other side is more or less saying that it happened in a relatively fair combat or in the middle of a war zone. And really, who are you going to believe at this point? So knowing that she had the ability to do it, and knowing that she had the ability to put herself in a Rose Quartz body semi-permanently, there's only one last question to ask. Was this murder? Or was this suicide? And on that thought, party people, I'd like to thank you for watching and bid you a good night. Now that Pink Diamond is Rose Quartz, now I can put all my energy and effort into hoping my next theory holds just as much weight. Yellow Diamond is secretly 6 paradots in a trench coat. Which, speaking of this theory, did you like it? If you did, be sure to leave a like down below. Comment with any questions or any concerns that you have, or any agreement, any disagreement, and be sure to subscribe to PartyGod Douglas Productions for more theories, gameplay reviews, and any other content that happens to buzz outside of my brain. Because I'm really enjoying making content. And hey, while you guys are at it, how about you follow any one of my social medias, you know? I got Twitter. Twitter's pretty cool. And I got a Tumblr. All good all day. So I'll see you guys next time. Have a good night. Hey everybody, it's PartyGod Douglas here for what I like to affectionately call One True Theory, the Afterthoughts. And this is based off the quote-unquote revelations we get in Your Mother and Mine from the new batch of Steven Universe episodes that released on the Cartoon Network app a few days ago. I'm recording this a few days after having recorded the previous audio and watching those episodes in the meantime, and just coming back with some thoughts. Now, I believe that the point being driven home here is that Garnet's trying to tell the story of Rose Quartz to the off-colors, and she's selling her like she was this down-and-out, in-the-dirt, regular old Quartz who just came up, rose up against an impressive system, and that's a tried-and-true story, and that's wonderful and great, but it's the end bit, with Steven revealing to Garnet that he had a dream in Pink Diamond's perspective, and that he was worried that she was still around somewhere in the universe, that really hints me off that there's something deeper going on. Especially Garnet's outright refusal and trying to, like, justify it. With Steven being, oh, Steven, you're just human, it's fine, you're just different, it's fine, it's okay, Pink Diamond's dead, ah. And in the same vein as that, I think I want to go ahead and just kind of, like, bring up, but then also shoot down, like, 3 of, like, what I believe are the prevalent other thoughts going into this. other than the information of my theory prior to this right here. And that's A, Pink Diamond still being like actually really alive somewhere out in space, which, how, why didn't she stay on Earth if she was like gonna like work together with Rose Quartz? Why did Rose like let her leave if that wasn't even the case? Why? There's not really a good thematic element to connect to all of that. Why would anyone say that Rose Quartz shattered Pink Diamond if they didn't actually see it? Yeah. After that, it would be Pink Diamond is either shattered inside of Rose's treasure chest in line, or Pink Diamond is bubbled inside of Rose's treasure chest inside line, because Pink Diamond can't just be free, because she would just reform and then she would get out of line at some point. But I have a problem with both of those. Her being bubbled because Steven was having active memories in his dreams of what she had done during the course of Jungle Moon, Stevani rather. And they wouldn't be having those memories and they wouldn't be having those flashbacks if Pink Diamond was bubbled anywhere, because in a bubble, your information can't process, your brain can't think, your gem doesn't do anything. And Peridot proved this in Catch and Release whenever she was literally just finishing the sentence she was saying while she was getting poofed and bubbled. And then with her being shattered, well, you wouldn't have such cohesive, clean memories if you were a shattered gem trying to communicate a message out to somebody. It would be jumbled, it would be broken, it would be weird, it would be off, and the only reason it was like that in Jungle Moon was because it was Stevani seeing it, not just Steven. So after all that, I don't think that there's a whole lot of options. Either there's something really deep and mysterious going on, which, hint, hint, the main character thinks there is, so I'm pretty sure there is, or Rose Quartz literally is just a down-in-the-dirt lowly rebel who just rose up. Which is a tried and true story, but I think Steven Universe is going to go for something a bit more complicated. Pink Diamond is Rose Quartz. Thank you, and have a good night.